Hello, Lorpa.
Hi, how are you, Professor?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm well. How's your Thanksgiving?
Oh, that was great. What about you?
It was pretty busy, but okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay, sure. Okay, I see Jacqueline is here. Hello, Jacqueline.
Hello, women.
Hi, Jacqueline.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Fine.
Great. Okay. Okay, we have 2 minutes to start the session officially.
Okay.
Yeah. And have you finished the team project?
Almost.
Okay, good. What
Yeah,
about you? You have finished too?
we're finished, yeah.
Okay, great. Great. Any recommendation to improve the team project?
No, I actually had a great team.
Okay. What
We
about?
did too.
Okay.
It worked out all fine. She's putting it together now.
Okay, great. Have you downloaded the data for the final exam, the codes, everything?
Yeah, I just saved the data to my drive. I didn't put it in RStudio yet, so I'm going to upload it after we're done.
Hello, Sarah.
I did, but my numbers are not showing up. But I do have the plots, which is so weird. So maybe it's something I didn't do right.
Okay, can review that. Hello, Sarah. I cannot hear you, but you can hear me.
I had it muted.
Okay,
sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Great.
How you doing?
I'm very good. Not bad. No complaint. Busy, but that's fine. It's usual.
Life, right?
Yes, I think I'm too busy. I made myself so busy, so it's my fault. Everything. I don't blame anyone else. It's mine.
I think we all agree about business.
Okay. Okay, so we are 5. We are at 5. Class, I'm recording this session, so I'm gonna post it. For some students, they are not here. Is everything okay with you? I'm recording this.
It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, then I see Adelma is here. Who is on the phone? Rita, are you on phone? Who is on phone?
I don't know.
Okay, who is on phone? Okay, I muted because I think the noise was from the phone. Okay. Okay, class, let me go ahead and start. All of you downloaded the questions, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me share my screen and go to this final exam. This is it. You should see this final exam, correct? Can you see the questions?
Yes.
Okay. The final exam has 6 questions. Question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are very similar to the exercises. They are the same with a different category. For example, table 1 comparing the same elements between 2011 and 12. Question number 2 use only the same category between for-profit and non-for-profit hospitals. Question number 3, using the same category, but instead of the competitive market in the hospital, I use the competitive market for the health insurance. So the category are the same. Question number 4 is a linear regression model. 3 model number 1, model 2, and 3. Question number 4 is a logit model. Okay. Okay, hello Cynthia. I'm just muted you because it's noisy, but I can unmute that. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, but you can hear me, right? Okay. Okay, and one more point. 1 point for and question number 6 is a 5 questions, descriptive questions. Just explain not more than 1 paragraph for each. I don't expect it to see a lot of discussion here. 5 short discussion. but please make sure to add at least one citation for each discussion. So, and follow the APA formats.
Is this just referring to question number 6?
The citation is just for question number 6.
Correct, okay.
Because other question is just
pertaining to the data.
Okay, I unmute you, Cynthia. So this, if you have any question, okay. So, Cynthia, do you want to mute yourself? It's noisy. Then it's fine. No, it's at the moment. This is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go, and so you have, all of you have these questions, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. You know, I'm reviewing the RStudio. Anyone here is using Excel? Okay. But for the person who, for the students who are using Excel, you know, for question number 1, 2, and 3, I don't expected any changes in the number of observation, in the mean, a standard deviation, maybe a standard deviation, but in the mean, maybe in the decimal. For example, if the RStudio gives you numbers on something like 29.3, maybe you could have something 29.5, 0.6, 0.1, but it cannot be, for example, 32, 33. So question number 1, 2, and 3 is, if you can even look at the numbers here in RStudio to see, okay, to see the same results. So let me go through the RStudio. I muted a few of you, so just to have a clear sound here. If you have any question, please text it. I will open your line. Okay. Okay. Let me share. Can you see my RStudio?
No, not yet. No.
Okay, you can see my RStudio. I have to share again, I believe so. Stop share and share again. This is RStudio. Can you see my RStudio, right?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe the best idea was I look at the class and show you where I download this. Let me go to the class. Okay. Share again. Each time I have to share again. Let me share again. Stop sharing. Share. Where is the class? This is the class. Can you see the class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. This is the final exam. This is the questions. This is the final exam data. The final exam data has 2,000 observation. So if you are running a codes and you see you have more than 2,000, you are using a different data sets. Because with this data, even because most of you are using RStudio, or you have the data from the previous exercise on RStudio, and it's possible to run the code and see the same result, but the result is different. So make sure to download this data, and I will tell you how to make sure you are fixing that in the codes. The codes, if you are using a deploy package, this is the code. If you are using no deploy package, this is the code. So this is everything for the questions. Let me go back to RStudio. Can you see my screen, or I have to share again? Can you see RStudio now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so this is the problem. Every time I have to share, this is RStudio. Okay, you can see now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, first thing first, I put all the code together. So if you run the codes, you will see the result for all 5 questions. But you need to make sure back to the text file. And when I say text file, I mean this file, final exam text, to see the results and to read that and populate the table. My voice is echoing, and I believe it's because of this phone line. Let me mute that. It is better for me. That doesn't change anything. So I think something happened. If you are, any of you are using the phone and the computer, just make sure to mute one of them.
Okay.
Okay, then, okay, this is, and because you are using RStudio already, I'm sure you already installed the package. So you don't need to install the package. I muted this line. But if you run this line, library, I'm going step by step now, and then we're back to run all of them together. And if you run this, you didn't see any message, so it does mean the deploy package is working, that's fine. Otherwise, you need to install the package. But if you work with all the exercise, you don't need to install the package. You just need to load the package with running line 9. And this is the important point. The data set is HMGT FinalExam.csv. When you run this, right, run these codes, you see HOSP here, 2000 observation, 27 variables. This is the data set. If you see any 3000, these numbers, 3030 observation, you are using the final, you are not using the final exam data, you are using the exercise data. This is the most important part. Make sure to read the correct data, and to make sure you are reading the correct data, you need to see this and then table this one, 28, line 28, table year. You cannot have more than 1078 observations for 2011 and 922 for 2012. Maximum number. It is possible to have, for example, for table 1, fewer numbers because some missing, but it cannot be more. This is the other point. Okay. I'm gonna show you how to run everything together and read the text file. Okay, as you know, this is the file. This is the sync command. This is the address. I ask all of you to generate the UMUC folder in Drive C, and I call it FinalExam. So I'm gonna run this, and you know how to do that. You can select everything together, or you can just press Ctrl A and fix everything. And this is the codes. Thank you, Dr. Zade, 10/4/2019. Make sure you are using these codes. I'm sure you are using this, but just to make sure, it's better to check everything is good. Okay, I'm gonna give as much as possible space to this. I don't like to back and run again. And I'm running the code, so hopefully we can see everything here. I see no error term here. I see here, I will go back to the plot, but I'm looking at this. I'm going to Drive C of my computer. And okay, I need to go to Drive C. I need to show you where's Drive C of my computer. Drive C, let me bring this Drive C and then open the codes. I think I need to switch to different. Okay, here you go. Drive C, UMUC. Okay, let me share again. Stop share. Stop share and share again. UMUC folder. C, UMUC, right? This is it. If I sort this by date, this is right now, 12/7, 5:11 p.m. If I open this, can you see this one, right? Can you see the text file?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Not yet. So you are seeing, oh, okay, the folder.
Just the list.
I have to just share again something. You're gonna every time it gives me a different approach for this screen. Oh, I think I should share this screen. You should see this. Okay, share this screen. You should see the codes. Can you see the text file, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is entire results for all five questions. The question number 1 is comparing, you can see this one, right? This is question number 1. See the question, correct?
Yes.
2011, 2012. Number of observation, mean, standard deviation, and you know already that this is the mean. This is the mean, 2011, 2012. This is a standard deviation, 2011, 2012, and this is the wedge sample t-test. And you have this, for example, I'm giving you one number to make sure your number is correct. P-value for the hospital bed is a point 1679. So there is no significant differences between hospital beds, between teaching and non-teaching. Okay, here. This is a point 16, what was that? 1679. There's no significant differences, and these are incorrect. If you see the mean was this number, right? This is the means, 229, 217, 229, 217. 229, 217, 11, 12, 207, 196. 207, come on. I know why you're muting 207. Does anyone remember the next number? What was that? 196.
Okay.
196, okay. And then you should go and look at the numbers. Here, this is the numbers. 1078, H9, 1078. This is for the, look at the codes. The first numbers here, this is, where is that? We are here. The first number is hospital 11, 2011. This is here. So the first set of numbers is for 2011. 1078. 1078 for this, and you know you can follow the same order, so 889 for this one, and you can continue by yourself. Okay, this is for this question. In terms of hospital character, what are the significant differences? And you know how to answer this question. If there is a p-value less than 0.05, there is significant. If there's more than 0.05, it's not significant. In terms of socioeconomic variable, what are the main significant differences? And you need to compare these two four variables. If the significant is here, you can say, okay, socioeconomic is different. I do not expect to see any differences here because they are in the same population, but maybe it's different. Make sure to look at the data. Based on your findings, in which year hospital has a better performance, how hospital performance, okay. You know, the performance, you can measure, look at the hospital net benefit to compare the performance of the hospital. If there is significant differences here, then look at the means. For example, if this is less 0.04, for example, and you have 10 here, 8 here, I'm just making some number. You can say hospital 2011 has better performance because there's better net benefit, higher net benefit. And okay, this is the answer for this. And okay, how hospital performance due to the hospital character and socioeconomic, right? Okay. And if it is significant, then you can say, okay, which of them is, any of these is significant, say it depends on this socioeconomic variable. If any of these variables want to check is significant, you can say it is depends on this variable. So this is the answer for this question. We are finished with question 1. Question number 2. Compare the following information between for-profit and non-for-profit hospitals. Okay, this is the same approach, right? Just you need to make sure you are following the for-profit and non-for, and this is the result for this. 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. And you need to look at the codes. Look at the codes to see the definition. Here, 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 is non-for-profit. 1 for-profit, right? Look at the questions. For-profit is first. Make sure. In my other class, some of the students switch them. So the first thing I ask you about the for-profit. The for-profit is number 1 here. Non-for-profit is 0. So you just need these 2 lines for the means, these 2 lines for the standard deviation. And this is the same value 0 for the Excel users. 0 stay for non-for-profit, 1 stays for for-profit. So whenever you look at for RStudio users, when you look at this, you just need to populate table 0, 237 is here. 237 is here. And 243 is here. Make sure to don't switch them. And other part of the question is very similar to question number 1. Question number 1, we have another observation, a standard deviation, and the p-value. Just you look at the well sample t-test and populate the table. Use a box plot and compare hospital net benefit for profit and non-for-profit. Okay, show another scatter plot and compare hospital cost, x-axis, and revenue, y-axis. Comparing hospital net benefit, which hospital has a better performance? To answer this question, first compute the hospital net benefits, and then use the t-test. Okay. Okay, this is this part of the codes. I already generated. You don't need to generate any new variables, right? So okay, you already have this. This is the result for this net benefit. Where is that? Here, this is it. T-test for net benefit, non-for-profit. Result is here. You already have in the text file. I'm just trying to explain here. P-value is 2.11 on power of e minus 5. And it does mean there is no significant differences, right? Right or wrong?
I didn't get that first part.
The p-value is 2.11, e on power of minus 5.
Oh, it's significant.
It is significant, right? Because it's more less than 0.05.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know the plot is here. You can also see the plots. You can click on here and go back to the plots. And if you look at this lines here, line 444 in my computer, figure number 1 is for table for question number 2. Figure 1 is this one, for profit, not for profit. And figure number 2 is a scatter plot. This is a scatter plot. For each point here, you have 2 observations, 1 cost, 1 revenue. This is it. Is there anything else in this question? Okay, box plot, a scatter plot. I explained this. Overall, what the main significant difference between for-profit and so to explain this, you should look at the p-value and then look at the means to see which of them is higher. And that's this question. We are good to go for the next question. And all of the result is here. These are the mean, standard deviation, and t-test. And okay, this is the value. This is the number of observation. Okay. Next question, the question number 3. Define if, please remember, okay, use the find all the exam data set and then answer the following question in a short paragraph. Okay, external hair FinDal index, you can use the same response you have for the class exercise because I already asked this question. You can search it, Google it, you will find it. And also there's a material in the class. I need a very short 2 or 3 lines definition, not more than that. Compare the following information between in high, moderate, and low competitive health insurance markets. High, moderate, low. What are the main significant differences? What is the impact of being high competitive health insurance? You are being okay, net benefit, what about the number of Medicare and Medicare benefit? Okay. You know, we have three population here, high, moderate, and low, and then we should use the ANOVA. I say the ANOVA or chi-square, but I gave you exam codes for the ANOVA. Do you know why we are not using chi-square? Anyone can answer this question? The chi-square is for categorical variable. All of these variables are continuous variable. So the best test is is ANOVA test. And we have the results here. 0, 1, 2, and make sure to look at the codes to see definition. 0 high competitive, 1 moderate, 2 low. These are the same number, 0, 1, 2 for Excel users. Please watch this video, don't ask me question because I'm supposed to know answer any final exam questions. 0, 1, 2. And here, look at this, 0, 1, 2, and look at the table, 0, 1, 2. The best idea is just put them here to make sure you are not mistaken. 0 high, 1 moderate, 2 low. 0, 1, 2. And you can look at these numbers and just 0, 108, 252, 216 means a standard deviation. These are the numbers. And these are the ANOVA tests. And for the ANOVA test, you should report the p-value here only. A few of you reported the f-value and p-value. Thank you for reporting both of them, but one of them is enough. We can understand that even a very high f-value does mean there is a significant differences usually. So, but you need to see PR bigger than f value. F is back to the f value here. Okay, this is it. For example, for the first part, there is 9.93 e on power of minus 16, and it's very small number, it's a 0 almost. There is a significant difference between at least one of this population, 1008, 108, 252, 260. Probably 252 and 260 are not, but maybe 108 is different. So we don't need to explain why, which of them is significant, just we need to put the p-value here. This is it. Okay, the first question. The second, what the impact of being a high competitive market on hospital revenue and cost? Look at the high competitive market here and look at the hospital cost and revenue. Compare these means, the means for cost between three markets, right? And if there is a significant differences, then say, okay, being in this market has higher cost, lower cost. That's it. The same for the revenue. So, but the point is you need to look at this, the ANOVA first to see. Then, so first populate the table and then back to answer this question. Do you think being in a high competitive market has a positive impact on net hospital benefit? The same approach here. Look at this net benefit and if it is significant, and then look at the high competitive market means. If you see the mean is higher, then you can say yes, being in a high competitive market has positive impact. If means is lower than the other market, you can say no, it's not significant, it's not positive, doesn't have positive impact. But if the p-value is more than 0.05, you can say being in the competitive or market does not. There is no significant differences between the mean of three markets. Okay, what do you think about the number of Medicare and Medicare discharge? Do you think hospital in the higher county market more likely to accept more Medicare and Medicare patients? How do you want to answer this question? Any suggestion, class? How do you want to answer this question? We have more than 3 variables. Okay, here the answer is here in this question. You should run a regression model here. The answer is response of this. That's it, that's fine. If you receive a message like this, this is fine. Ignore that. You should look at this. There is also, it is also here. This is the regression model. You need to look at this and see the impact of all of this on the hospital benefit. Look at this. Okay, regression. Benefit, hospital bed, Herfindahl index. I use the Herfindahl index here as a continuous variable. Total hospital, Medicare, Medicare discharge, system membership, everything else here. If you look at the codes, hospital bed has a positive but not significant. Herfindahl index is negative, not significant. Medicare and Medicare discharge, negative, positive, not significant. The only significant point is this one. System membership is significant and positive. This is the correct answer to this question, but you need to explain the other part. Okay, support your finding with box plots. There is a box plot here. For question number 3, we have 1, 2, 4, figure 5A, B, C. Okay, this is the box you need to support with this box plot, right? 5A, 5B, 5C. Make sure to add all of this. Question number 4. Question number 4 is a regression model, right? The regular regression model. And the question number 1 asks you about the hospital beds and ownership. And as you know, the non-for-profit is a reference group. So I just put a reference here for you to make sure you don't put any numbers for that. You can do it yourself for the other questions. The non-for-profit is a reference group. There is no value for this. And you know how to compute the n. The n should be, let's look at this values here. Okay, we are here. Question model 1. I think the model 1 is this. I think this is the previous model, and the model 1 should be this one. Benefit, hospital bed ownership, that's it. Hospital bed, positive, significant, ownership. You need to look at the ownership variable, make sure which of them is which. So the ownership 0, 1, 2, it was that, right? Did you write the codes for the ownership? Anyone write it? Ownership, you need to go back to see which of them is for. Make sure to, okay, the owner, make sure to note for yourself 0 for non-for-profit. Even Excel user, you need to know this one. For-profit 1, 2 public, and 3 other, right? Okay, let's look at the number 1. 0 is non-for-profit, is a reference group. You cannot see anything for this. Number 1 for-profit minus. Number 2 public. Number 3 other. And the question asked about for-profit, other. So non-for-profit is not here. For-profit and other, you should report that. And for profit, I'm giving you one example here. For profit, number 1 is a negative and significant. This one, this is the variable. And I'm giving you one example for number of observation. And the number of observation for this, we have n, we have r square, right? The r square is here. We have adjusted r square and r square. You should report this one, r square. 0.01 2028 228. And a degree of freedom, 1995 plus 4 plus 1. This one plus 4 plus 1. We have 2000, correct?
Yes.
Okay. This is for question number 4. I'm not going to give you more example. Look at this for the other one. Question model 2 is very similar to model 1. You just need to adding one more variables here, system membership. And question number 3, we add 2 more variables here. And you have a similar questions for in the exercise. You can look at your exercise. Question number 4 for Excel users. For the Excel users, you should check, because it was because the paying, if you want to run the regression in the Excel with a categorical variable, you have to purchase the package. So I didn't like the student to pay for the package. So I made the life easier. So for the first question, you should just run a regression between hospital bed and hospital network in teaching hospital. So make sure to run your findings only for teaching. You can divide your data, sort your data based on the teaching. 0 is non-teaching, 1 is teaching, and then run the codes. And then run a regression for teaching separately and non-teaching separately. And when you're running a regression in Excel, your variable should be in order. For example, the first one should be for the regression, if you have a column A, B, C for this model, column A, and look at the last model first, you should have a column A should be benefit, hospital benefit, column B should be hospital bed, column C should be Medicare discharge, and column D should be Medicaid discharge. I'm calling column D, it should be at the end of your codes. I will back later. So, I just wanted to make sure you are ordering the data. Otherwise, you're gonna receive a wrong result. Okay, this is for Excel users, only for teaching. The last model is a logit model, but I ask you to not run the logit, just run the regression model here. And this is the result for this. Class, make sure for this section, run from here. When you run every code and you have it, go back. And question number 4, run from here. Because there's lots of number in the text, so you're gonna be confused. Run from here. This is model 1. This is model 2. This is model 3. Question number 4. And let's go to question number 5. Question number 5 asks you this question. Okay, logit model being a member of network and find out impact on hospital bed and hospital ownership. Okay, this is model 1. The impact on hospital beds is here, right? Significant, but very small. Ownership asks you for-profit, non-for-profit, other. Non-for-profit is a reference group, you know that. A for-profit is number 1. And the last, and for-profit, and it was other, right? What was the other one? Other, okay, other one is the last one. You should report number 1 and number 3, okay? So number 1 and number 3 is number 1 is negative, but not significant, the same for number 3. For model 2, we add more variables. And you see here the impact of hospital revenue. Look at the hospital revenue. And for the Excel users, there is 2 variables, log of hospital revenue and total revenue. I need you to use the total hospital revenue, otherwise your number should be different. And if you're using Excel, your results, you cannot use these results because for the Excel user, I just ask them to do something else. I'll be back to that. So never mind. For the Excel user, you cannot compare your finding with the RStudio. Number 2, okay, we add just hospital revenue. The hospital revenue is a positive, very small, but positive and significant. And finally, the last model, Medicare discharge doesn't impact. It's no significant, negative, but no significance. Okay, this is a question number 5, and I ask, do you recommend keeping membership for a hospital? Why or why not? This is the discussion, right? For the discussion, are you recommending being, okay, let's look at these results. Being in the member, okay, ownership. Yeah, hospital with more bed, if it be in the membership, they have they will receive a negative impact, right? So it's the membership is good, not good for the big hospital. It's good for a smaller hospital. Membership improved total hospital revenue. That's a good thing for the hospital. Membership doesn't have any impact on Medicare and Medicare discharge based on this finding. So I recommend it because being a member, because it's increased the hospital revenue. So that's the point. Also make sure your recommendation should be based on your findings. For example, you cannot talk about anything else in the hospital to improve the revenue. You should look at these numbers here and recommend everything based on these numbers. It is very simple, right? Because you already have everything, you already work with your exercise, and then you are good. Okay, this is for the Excel users. Run a regression model and using a member of a network and find out the impact on hospital cost. So for the Excel user, the member is number 1, being in the members. The system membership is a categorical variable. Number 1 is for being a member, 0 is not being a member. So you should run a regression. Include entire data for this question. So do not separate the data set. Include entire data. Okay, the Y variable should be system member and the hospital should be the X, right? You're gonna compute this one. So this is for even Excel for the RStudio user. We are using this one, right? Beta 1 X1 plus this is X here is a bed. Y here is a membership. For this model, we are using this one, right? B2 plus X2. B2 here is a hospital revenue. And for here, we are using this model, B3 X3 plus B3 B4 X4 plus E as an error term. And if someone else watching this video, I know this is you are looking to see the log for this. This is not a logic model. I ask a student to use a regression for this because I didn't ask them to go through the logistic regression. So even if this is there is an error term here. Okay, this is for Excel users. So you're gonna see the same result, not the same result, but go with a recommendation and then discuss your finding. But your recommendation should be the previous as a recommendation for RStudio user. Is the revenue is positive, you can recommend that. If the revenue is negative, do not recommend that. If the cost reduced, that's a good point. If cost increased, that's not a good point. And here, 5 questions, and you know how to do that, right? It's very easy. There's no question about this one here. And that's it, class. Any questions for me? So I can take off, stop sharing, and I'm here for any question if you have. I think it was pretty simple and it's very easy to go, correct?
Yeah, I understand it. It's time consuming. It looks long.
Right after this session, please go ahead and run your code. Make sure everything is fine. Okay, so if you have any question about the data, ask me not later than tomorrow night. I'm not going to answer any question from Monday morning. Okay, there's someone sending a message.
So
okay.
I have.
Okay, thank you for being here. So go ahead. Yes.
Professor, I have a question. So it looks like when you did a Control A, you ran the entire code, but then you went through different sections and then ran individual lines. So is that the reason why probably I'm not getting all my data because I didn't run individual lines?
No, the reason is every number is here. I'm just confused to look at all of them. But if you have a time, you can just go and make sure which of them is for which line.
Okay, and run individual line.
Yeah, because you have, for example, this is the 3 models here. 1, 2, 3 for 3 models for question 5. 1, 2, 3 for question number 4. And this is for the question number 3. That's it. It's very simple. But I'd like to show here to see, okay, this is what I'm doing to see which line is for which. That's the reason I run here.
Okay. I'll probably run it again.
Okay. And if you cannot see here, you need to make sure you close. If you are running this, if you download this code from the class, this is exactly the same code. I didn't change anything on this code. This is exactly the same code I download from the class. I'm running this, so you should be fine. You should. If you can see this data, it's 2000 observation.
Can you hit share again? Because I'm not seeing what.
Okay, you can see that.
Okay.
If you run this line.
Okay. Number 12. Okay.
And see 2000 observation.
Then you should be okay.
You should be okay.
Okay. All right.
And 1 point for the student who are using Excel. Everything is the same, but 1 point for the Excel users. Make sure to save this file as Excel file. Make sure to save it as Excel file. Otherwise, whenever you save your file, Excel will remove all the formula you're using that for this. Make sure to do that. Don't be something. I have a student last time that she did a lot of work, save it in the CSV file, and everything disappeared. I say you should order your data for running a regression. This is the things, for example, for the model number 3. Okay, let's look at this for the question number 4. Okay, difference between hospital beds and hospital net benefits. Okay, net benefit is here. You know, you need to generate benefit variables here in the Excel, and the benefit variables, it is exactly similar to the benefit variable you generated for the final for the exercise. It should be total revenue minus total cost. This is column number G in my computer. It should be G in your computer too, because you are downloading the same data. G is the total revenue, and okay, let's do it here. G is total revenue, and I'm gonna say net benefit. Let's say benefit. And it should be total revenue minus total cost. Okay, this is the benefit. So whenever you have a benefit, so you should do it. You know how to compute that. You can drag it to the end. Hospital bed, and therefore here the next column should be hospital bed. And look at the hospital bed is here, right? There's hospital bed. Where is the hospital bed? Total hospital bed. Which of them is hospital bed? See. Okay, the first one. The column next to benefit should be hospital, and you can copy this, but just copying this here should be, and then you can just compute this. Let's go with, okay, here, look at the last model, hospital beds, Medicare and Medicare ratio. I think you have a Medicare ratio, is it, or no? You should also compute the Medicare and Medicare ratio, because we did not compute. We computed in the Excel, but in the RStudio, but not in Excel. Medicare ratio, let's put it. It should be total Medicare discharge divided, this is here, total hospital discharge. There is some variables, total hospital discharge. Total, okay, total hospital discharge here. This is the variable for Medicare, and the same for Medicaid. Medicaid ratio should be total. Medicaid. Medicaid is here. Medicaid divided by total hospital. This one cannot be this. Total Medicaid divided by total hospital discharge here. This be total Medicare divided by total hospital discharge. This one. Okay, and then you can drag it. Actually, I think I made something. Medicare is, which of them is Medicare? Okay, Medicaid, total hospital Medicare discharge is here. This column X divided by total hospital discharge. Total hospital discharge is this one. And total Medicaid discharge. Oh, this is a Medicaid discharge. So, okay, this is Medicare. The Medicare is this one. Total Medicare, hospital Medicare, oh, this is this one, divided by total hospital discharge. Medicaid is this one, total Medicaid, divided by this, total hospital discharge. Okay, this is it. So this is, you should be the same order, AC, AD, AE, AF. So then you can just go ahead and just click on the data and then go to the data analysis, click on the regression. I explained that in the other, and then the first one should be column Y. This one is, it should be entire code. I'm not doing that, so but you should generate this one, all of them. So let me do it here for this. You can hide the code and so okay, let's see. You don't need to see all of, you can do it again here. So compute them, compute all of them here, and then run the regression. Please watch my video I put in the class. I explained that very slowly. Please look at the video for the class for this. Everything is the same, just the data set is different. Okay, class, thank you for being here. Any questions for me?
No.
Okay, a few recommendations. Please start immediately working on the findings. I know Cynthia and Rita, and you work already finished the team project, right? And the same protocol. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Work on the final exam immediately. Make sure you have everything correct in the text file. And then it's time consuming to just populate tables. I know you need to spend maybe a full day to compute that, to just populate the tables. But don't put in the last minute to just watch, because this video is just at least 1 hour. You need to watch this. And when you're in the rush, you are not can pay attention to all details. I know there's a lot of point and attention to this. But I found all of you great students. It was a pleasure to teach this class, and thank you for being wonderful.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. We appreciate
Take care and please be in contact. I hope to see you see your articles, your publication, and your other level.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good evening. Bye.
Same too. Goodbye. Okay, this is officially end of this video. Goodbye, everyone.